Hi, I'm Giles Poland, and I am in Mr. Sweetland's class on 7-8B. And this is Adam Corwin. He is a captain, and he is now in the Iraq War.
Alright, as he said, my name is Captain Adam Corwin. I'm currently serving with 4th Brigade, 10th Mountain in Baghdad, Iraq. I'm stationed out of Fort Polk, Louisiana. I'm full-time active duty field artillery officer, performing the mission of infantry or cavalry company. I was born in Minneapolis, Minnesota in 1981. My family then moved to Apple Valley, Minnesota, and where I graduated high school and then went to college at St. Cloud State University.
What did you do before the war?
Prior to the war, I graduated St. Cloud State and I went active duty after that. Once I went active duty, there was a series of training that I had to go through to be proficient in my job. I worked for 2 months in Fort Lewis, Washington State. I then went to school for 6 months in Fort Sill, Oklahoma, where I learned the skills and trades of the field artillery. And after I graduated that school, I moved to Fort Polk, Louisiana, where I became a fire support officer for a cavalry squadron. And then I became a fire direction officer for the field artillery, deployed to Afghanistan in support of the war there. And then that brought me about up to where I deployed to Iraq.
Okay. Why did you want to enlist in the war?
Originally, it actually goes back to when I started college. I looked at the option of doing the Army National Guard, which I used to aid myself in financing my school. They helped pay for my school, and with joining the Guard, it also provided me some opportunities to better myself through discipline and leadership. And through the course of the ROTC program as well, I trained in being an Army officer. And once it came time to deciding whether I wanted to go active duty or not, I figured active duty was a great choice because it would give me the good experience and the skills I needed to carry on.
Where did you receive your basic training?
I went to basic training in Fort Benning, Georgia in the summer of 2000. It was about 3 months long and took up my whole summer.
So were you ever involved in combat?
Yes. In Afghanistan, I was stationed with 2 105mm howitzers, and in support of maneuver units, we fired rounds to allow them to maneuver on the enemy, to engage them.
How did you stay in touch with your family?
Well, the war in Iraq has changed a lot due to the fact that we've been there for a while. So we've had the chance to increase the technology and the communications that they're putting out for the soldiers, making it easy for them to contact their family. Currently, right now, we have internet access at multiple locations where we're stationed. We have main bases where we're stationed at, which house up to 2,000 people, and I also lived in a small building that at any given time would only have about 60 people. But we also had internet at those places and phones. So it was very easy for us to get in contact with our family back home and make sure everything was going all right.
So what did you do for fun?
Well, for fun, a lot of times for fun would just be watching movies or hanging out with the guys. There's a lot of movies being traded back and forth, so everyone's up to date on their latest movies. Also just hanging out with friends, you get to tell stories and just relax and take your mind off of some of the stresses that we may encounter.
So what did you do when you're on leave?
So far when I've been on leave here, I've gotten to see my family a lot. I've also driven around Minnesota and seen a bunch of my friends as well. It's a good opportunity for me to unwind, rest and relax, and take my mind off everything. So when I can go back, I'm well rested, and I can be able to perform my job just as well as I did before I left.
So, like, during the war, where did you go?
As As far as where did I live?
Yeah.
I originally lived on a place called FOB Rustamaya. FOB is a forward operating base. And that, like I said before, has about roughly 2,000 people. And you could say this FOB is roughly about the size of, just the land itself, about the size of the Mega Mall. About that area. It's a walled compound, it's guarded. It has armed towers with soldiers up there monitoring traffic around. Once we either leave the country or turn over the area back over to them to ensure that the population is safe. After I was done at the first joint security station, I moved to a second security station in a different area, and it performed the same mission. They worked closely with the Iraqi National Police and also did the joint missions with them. And it works out really well.
Okay, so what branch of the service were you in?
I'm in the field artillery in the in the Army. Usually field artillery is indirect fire, shooting big cannons up to 10, 20 miles away. Now, based on the fight that is happening in Iraq right now, you can't use that type of weapon in most of the areas due to the fact that there will be a lot of collateral damage, and it's an area weapon that may injure innocent civilians. So we've transformed our unit to be an infantry or mounted cavalry unit in going out on patrols and actually walking on the ground with the people, getting to know the people in our area, and being able to figure out where the bad guys are and try and find them.
Did you ever keep a personal diary or notebook while you were in Iraq?
I tried. For a little while, I had a gift given to me by the foreman of a power plant. He gave me a kind of schedule book, and I started trying to keep a log of what I did on those dates, and I didn't really follow it just because I got tired at night, and it was kind of hard to sit up for a little extra longer and write in my journal when I knew I could get sleep, and I had to get up in like 3 or 4 hours.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.